It's Gungeon. The funny thing is, so I did this little Gungeon series, and then I set the display capture up. You have the scenes in OBS, and then you have the sources. The scene that I use, my default for all my recording, the screen capture stuff, Ruby's in here, Skyrim's in here, Isaac's in here, right? Like all this stuff is in here. And you scroll back to my Gungeon series I did on this channel, you see how long ago it was. It was like one of the first ones I did. Was that before Isaac even? It was a while ago, right? Which is why when I made the scene in OBS, it was called Gungeon. So Gungeon, the display capture of Gungeon was right at the very bottom, very bottom. I'm clicking on it, I'm trying to resize it. I think I used to play it full screen, and now I'm playing it in windowed, so I'm like trying to resize it. It's not happening. Every time I click on the screen, it's clicking on this screen capture I've got at the top. So I move Gungeon from the very bottom, the very first source I ever added, all the way above. Oh god, there's got to be about 100 sources in here, all the way to the top, above the screen capture. Click on it, it's still trying to resize the screen capture, getting annoying. Then I realise I'm like turning this layer that's called Gungeon on and off, and it's apparently a game capture of Gungeon. It's doing nothing. My actual window that was capturing Gungeon when I opened it up was just called window capture. So I've now moved that up to the top, and I'm like, oh, sorry, my bad. I thought the one called Gungeon that was the very first layer was the Gungeon capture. Turns out it's this weird little window capture. But then now I'm looking at it and I'm wondering if it's like wrong. It looks wrong to me. Does it look wrong to you guys? There's like a bit of black on the side. Nope, there we go. Click on the screen. It's clicking on screen capture. Right, let me... Here. So this one's apparently Gungeon. I think it needs to be a little bit wider. But it feels like the black bar at the bottom is more than the black bar at the top. Now, the game itself has that because the way it scales. Want a little Gungeon kick? Look, I'm not allowed to bring this... I'm not about to bring the series back because why would I commit to bringing any series back when I started a Pokemon Ruby Let's Play and did 2 episodes, and it's been, oh baby, 4 months since I recorded those, and I'm like doing that still, by the way, because I'm pogged up for that series, but I've been on a little Gungeon kick. I need to afford these dang things. What is this thing? I'm gonna have to get used to the controls again. Because Steam's got this like crazy sale going on, and by Steam I mean the Nintendo Switch. You know what? It's probably done now. Now that I'm thinking about it, which is a shame and also really good for me, because I bought like a load of stuff in one go, like a week and a half ago, and then there was still 9 days left, and then I went, I need to go back on and check through my wish list one more time before the sale ends and see if there's anything else I wanted. Because I wanted a few things then, and then I was going to get paid like the next week. So I was like, I'll get paid and then I'll go on and see if I want to grab any more bits before the deal ends. And I'm just now realising never did that. Probably for the best. Okay, I was going to check what it loaded, but we move. No idea how it looks or sounds, by the way, so we'll figure it out, or we won't. Oh god, it feels fucking loose and free after I've been playing on the Switch, which, by the way, runs brilliantly and feels fine. I have to get used to the controls a little bit, because you use the bumpers to do anything, and I also, like, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage, because I never ever use the blank, because to use it, you have to click down both sticks. What the fuck's the roll? Right click? Is it shift as well? Nope, I think that's supply drop. Okay, that's my item. Also, it feels massive. I've been playing on my Switch Lite for the past like week and a half, and now the screen feels absolutely huge, and it's making me a little bit motion sick. I feel like I'm in the cinemas and I'm sitting way too close to the screen. It's like click down both sticks to use a blank, and that doesn't come like natural to me quickly in combat when I need it. But I realized that I haven't like yet been able to figure out like all the buttons that I'm used to and naturally pressing are all taken. I didn't really want to like change any of them, and I was like, oh, I'll figure out what feels like it'd be natural. Like I'll just play a bit, and eventually I'll figure out. It'll just come to me what button would be the blank button. I just haven't figured out a button for it yet, so I've just not been using blanks at all. So I'm at a minor disadvantage, and I've not been performing brilliantly. I don't perform great on PC, let alone on Switch, even though it has like controller aim, which is nice. You can hang out for a little bit. Is the guy gonna get that when I leave the room, or does it stay because it's a chest? I don't know. We'll learn. But yeah, so I've been on a bit of a kick because I picked it up amongst other things. But it's probably a good job that I missed the sale, because I've just been like throwing money about like it's not even a real thing, and that's true, it's not. I blame America for that, because like I went to America And it was crazy because I went and then probably I came back filled to the absolute brim with anecdotes and all sorts, and then just like didn't get around to telling them, and I've forgotten them all. So sorry about that. You'll never know. I went to America and literally spent the 2.5 weeks. Like the money doesn't feel real there, and that's probably gonna sound weird because I think like all of my audience is American, so they're gonna be like, that's not, you know, have a little respect. No, first and foremost, that no. But like, look, have you seen what's been going on with the pound recently? So like, don't, you know, I'm not talking from a position. I'm not speaking down. You know, I'm not throwing out low punches. I can do this. I can do this. Their money isn't real over in America, or at least it doesn't feel real. And there's like reasons for that. Part of me is just like, it's at base level, I was like, oh, it's a different currency, so it doesn't feel the same. And I didn't like take any cash or anything. I literally just like took my card and got on with it. Whenever I've been to America previously in my life, I've always taken out cash for the trip. But that's when I've been like with my family and it's like spending money for the trip, right? It's not, this time it was like, oh no, it's like money for my whole trip, right? Even though my absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, perfect friends paid for all kinds of things for me, meals and all sorts, and for that I'm eternally grateful. It was still like, I was like, I'm not going to try and like figure out how much money, how much cash I want to bring for the trip, or like even bring too much, like large of a sum that I'd have to be carrying in cash, or like it's modern day times, man. It's not, you know, it's not the ancient 2010s anymore. I have a card and it works. I just had to go on my app and say I will be in America from this date to this date, and I can just use it, which is crazy. But it's not like real money. It's dollars, whatever that means. These guys have their own freaking like currency. Like, I get it. You want to be different. You can't just use the pound over there. Like, you gotta have your own. You want to be special. I get it. I do get it. I know what America's like. You want to be. Everything's gotta be different. But they have to have their whole own different kind of pound over there. The dollar. So it by default, it already feels different, right? Because it's a different currency. So that's part of it. But then there's all these extra layers. I saw him wobble, and then I walked into him. You're a little hoe. You're a hoe and oh god, I would say more rude things about you if I wasn't a better person than I was when I first did this series. I'd probably be calling him a stinky piece of, you piece. Oh, it nearly came out. I nearly said something absolutely. Can you freaking die already, man? Oh god, I'm missing the aim assist. Oh, I like this one. The heck blaster. I missed that one. I'm missing the aim assist. Can I just say? You can probably tell the aim assist is strong on the Switch. Well, I say it's strong. You can set it from one. There's like 2 different aim assist settings, and I've got both of them maxed out. So you know. Anyway. So it's already, there's different currency, but then they just like do shit over there. I mean, first of all, you go into a restaurant, they say here's the bill, and then you just give them your card, and then they walk off with it and do whatever, and then just come back and it's like, yeah, it's paid. And then afterwards, you write down the tip on the check, which just baffles me. I don't understand. And then they just put it on the same account. Like, when they put the card in, is it like they're not just scanning it? Like to take the payment, they're also scanning the card, because then they need to add the tip on after, and then they just have your card for a bit. It's batshit insane to me. I could not believe it, and for the whole trip I couldn't wrap my mind around that, right? And still can't. I've come back home and I'm like, that's fucking crazy that they just take your card and walk off with it, and then you add the tip afterwards by writing on the receipt. You've also got to sign all your receipts. You'll go to a bar and have one drink and they give you a receipt to sign, and anyway. Listen, that's a rant for another. That's a whole different bit to go down. I'm not even getting started with that right now. I did get started with it, but I'm not pursuing any further. So that's crazy. So they could be like walking away with your card and putting anything, like, I don't know, and I'm not checking it. Now every time money like goes off my card, how do I skip this? How do I skip this? Anytime money goes off my card, like I get the digital banking, like the app gives me the notification to say, you know, money off card ending in whatever, right? To like how much and where it's going. So like I know, but I'm on holiday. I'm not. What's the blank button? Okay, I just wanted to find it. I could have definitely dodged that easily, so easily, and I was about to, but I just wanted to. It's been hard. I just pressed shift to dodge roll and forgot that that was not the dodge roll button. I'm not reaching him, and just what the fuck kind of dodge was that? I deserve it because like yeah, I pressed shift to dodge roll and then didn't because that's not the button. Focus. But then somehow avoided getting hit anyway, so I deserve the hit afterwards, actually, I've decided. They could add anything on. They'll pass me the bill, and, like, I glance over it as if I'm reading it. I'm not actually really reading it, for one. And then for two, I'm giving you my card to, like, just have at, right? They could do what they want with it. They could be putting anything on it. And then the notification's coming up on my phone and I'm swiping. So it's, you know... That doesn't help. And then you've also got the tax thing, which is fucked, can I just say. They just add it on after. And again, it could be anything. I'm, like, used to adding VAT. I'm used to adding 20% because I work in a place where I, like, tell customers how much things cost and I add the VAT, right? I can do 20% relatively quickly. Certain numbers I just know. Because there's, like, costs that would be, like, 120 is 144. 75 is 90, right? Because I, like, know roughly... It's like set numbers, but for the most part, I can usually add it up pretty quick in my head, because I can take payments from customers for all sorts of different stuff, right? So that's fine, but it's not like that over there. The numbers are weird. They'll have a big sign being like, "No, only $6." And then you go to the till, and then it's first of all it's not, and then second of all, it could be any. They could be like $6, and your total is $7.18, or oh your total is $7.82, your total is $8.31. They could say anything, man, and I'd just be like, yeah, that's just how it works over here. They just like add money onto things for some reason. It's just there's tax. I'm gonna shoot this. I'm gonna shoot this guy. Got two all right guns here, and then like a whole other gun that I don't even really like in the. Mahogany? Well, actually, I don't really know it as well. It's not what I thought it was. But I've got alright weaponry going down. God, it's so much easier. I forgot, because obviously I'm starting from scratch on the Switch. It's not a game that has, like, accounts, so it's just, like, fresh. It's all fresh. I forgot how much better it is when you've got all this shit unlocked. I'm pretty bare bones right now. I don't know how many hours I've put in, because the Switch doesn't fucking tell you until, like, 2 weeks have passed. It just says... Played this game this many days ago. Great, thanks. I'm gonna take a little drink really quick. I'm gonna take a little drink. So that doesn't help because nothing costs what it actually does. Especially if you buy multiple items, 4 or 5 items plus. I'm a goner. The total doesn't matter anymore. There's no point in trying to know what I'm spending. I'm just gonna give it you, and you're gonna throw a number at me, and then I'm gonna go, yep. Oh, I'm just gonna like scan my card. Like I'm not gonna like that's it, you know. So, and then they're like, "Oh, thanks for coming to Target. Sign the receipt, and what's my tip gonna be?" JK, Target doesn't do that. It's a joke, but it wasn't actually that funny, really. So I just figured I'd do this little and like acknowledge that it's not funny, so that it's not a big deal, because that makes it so much better. It makes it so much better. And then I've come back from America and like it's damaged me. I'm changed because of it. It's ruined me a little bit actually. It's like I'm never gonna be the same financially speaking. I'm like, look, I'm not out here being a zoo. Oh, it's avocados, or is that the millennials? Oh, he's not like doing his he doesn't care. Zoomers don't want to work. Look, I'm working day in. Dare I even go as far as to say day out? I'm picking up extra hours now, even for dang old cost of living crisis, man. Picking up extra hours starting next week. I'm adding an hour onto my already full-time job. I'm adding onto an hour onto my shift, so I'm starting an hour earlier every day, starting from next week, just to put some numbers up, man. It's 5 more hours a week. It's you know, I've got a family to feed. I've got a car to pay for. Fuel prices are ridiculous. I don't pay any of that. I don't drive. Well, I have kids is like the joke there, but like you know, shit's expensive, man. And like I go to Morrison's, which I was loyal for years, but oh my god, like I go to Asda when I go to my girlfriend's because it's like walking distance, and the walking distance one from me is Morrison's. So I don't really have a choice. But then I go to Asda and I'm like, oh my god, my eyes have been opened. Asda is like they be having the new essentials range be schmacking. There's so much shit that's so cheap. And then I go to Morrison's and I bought. I can't go in Morrison's and walk out without spending a tenner. And like people say that because it's like oh I can't go into a shop and walk out without spending, you know, like I'm that kind of guy. I go to Asda after work every day out of habit. So like I'll go in for the sake, like it'll be a day. Usually it's because I need to buy tea every day. I'm just like that kind of guy. So buy tea as I go along. So I usually need tea every day or like, you know, stuff like work or whatever. Fine. But like there'll be days when I'm like, actually I have like tea sorted tonight. I don't even buy any, but like I'll still go in just because that's what I do. Like that's what I do after work. I go to Asda on the way home, and then I'll just like I'll walk in and I'll just find shit to buy. Like I'll buy some snacks or something. Like I just do that, right? So I'm not saying my spending habits are good, but I'll go into Asda. It's like a fiver I'll spend right after work every day. Maybe like 6 or 7. No, I'm not being like, oh, I can't go in without spending £10. Oh, without spending a tenner. Like, oh, I go in for a toilet roll and I spend. Actually, toilet roll, bad example. Shit's expensive. Fucking crazy expensive. It's like £7 per shell. Oh, you fucking bastard. Oh, you. When. How do I hit you? Oh, what the fuck is going on here? What is this fight? He's gonna kill me because I don't actually really know how to beat this guy. I don't know what his shtick is. I've probably killed him before, but I don't have him on the Switch unlocked yet, so I don't remember anything he does. Holy shit, have less health. Are you guys dying? Oh, it turned. I'm like hitting this guy right now. What? I can't predict these things' moves. How much health? Hey, Zeus. Oh, ammo though, that's nice because I was about to call it in for this. I might just like use this weapon now because I like it. Ooh, and this is free. Oh, baby, a little health. I'm not going to use the blunderbuss, but I'll use the blunderbuss. Let's check the shop just because I'm a little worried about health here. Fuck it, it's something. You know, got a machine with you? No, no problem. I'm not risking doing the secret room, attempting the secret room because I don't know if it's going to be there. We've only got one blank, and I want to use it, given our health situation. Yeah, no, this isn't one of those like quirky little oh, spend money. Like, oh, I can't go into a shop. That's pathetic. Get it together. I'm not gonna use the blunderbuss. It sucks ass. Oh god, I'm getting myself killed. No, this isn't like that. This is literally like I physically cannot like even just getting like the bare minimum is gonna cost me that much money. Like tea and like a snack. Okay, tonight I bought lunch for tomorrow and tea and beer, but oh, still, come on, man. Oh, like Morrison's, you gotta like help me out a little. There's no cheap. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. Oh, I thought the room was done. Oh, it is done. It was just one of those little extras. Okay, that's fine. Okay, here's our boss here. Now, I don't have a great deal of health, but won't lie to you, there's none in the shop. So, that doesn't do much for me. That doesn't do much for me. But let's see, because there's some kind of item room set up dealio this way. There's some kind of item room set up. Yeah, oh god, this is such a... Oh, it's such a room clear. I love the Heck Blaster so much, man. I forgot how much I like this one. Maybe I should kill the guy first. Nah. There we go. Oh, okay. That's... I didn't want to say it, because, like, what were the odds were going to happen to get health, but that's pretty much exactly why I was doing the extra rooms. It's not like Isaac, where you're low on health and then you get to the boss early. It's like, oh, do the rest of the rooms, because you're probably going to get some health at some point. No, health, you don't just... Okay, not what I was expecting to walk into this room to. Health is a bit more of a luxury. It's not as loosely dropped around. Excellent. Excellent, my friend. It's not as loosely dropped around. I even got a refill for the boss. Okay, that's a bit weak. I won't lie to you. That's a bit weak. We're just, like, not worrying about that for now. Not as loosely dropped around, but it's... Okay. Come on, buddy. Come on, Reese. How do I enter? Press like any button on the Switch and it just wipes it out. She just stops. I close enough? Couldn't tell. Couldn't tell. That's a fucked up way to do it. And she should just do it that way every time, because it would hit me. Oh, I literally just walked into the damn thing. Jump out of it. Okay, get it together. Just do a quick little dodge, and we're fine. We're fine. Now, honestly, we can hold off on firing if it means staying safe here. Which it does. And then, again, we're in the business of staying safe and not dying. Oh, oh, God. Oh, this is rough. Okay, I'm ready to use a blank. Oh, okay, and then I just, like, watched it. I just watched the bullets come to me. I just watched them on their sweet little way, ready to take me out. What do I do here? I was hoping this would be, like, a 30-minute video. Now, do I try and do another one, and then I'm getting 2 videos at, like, 20 minutes each? But then what if the next one takes too long? What if I had a good run? But then I don't want this to be, like, an hour, because that's a bit ridiculous. Let's do a little quick restart here. Let's see how things go. But you know what? Do I have much else to talk about? Can I be honest? No, I don't. You know what I can do? I can tell you a little story. I've actually got a fantastic story to tell, but it's like, it's not, like, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. I've got some great stories I've been building up recently. But then, I tell my stories, and then, like, I forget that I'm a YouTuber, and I need to, like I get the story out of my system, and then I move on. I'm, like, story told. I don't need to remember the intricate, nuanced details anymore, because I've told the story to everyone that needs to know it. No, au contraire, I've got a whole YouTube audience. And on this channel, my YouTube audience is just the same friends I'm going to tell stories to anyway. Oh. I've got it all together. Oh, I'm not even concerned about my dodging now. I can tell one. I've got a spirit after me right now, I've decided. It's been suggested to me that it was potentially a spirit. So I'm running with it. Because I think that if like, it's the sort of thing that, like, maybe other stuff might happen in the next few days that I can just pretend is related, and I can keep the bit going a little bit. Realistically, I'll get your hopes set straight. I think I was just like a drunk man knocking around, and we had like a bit of awkward eye contact, and then that was it. But also, forget I said that, because I'm about to tell the story now, and I'm gonna, like, big it up, because I'm a storyteller. What can I say? You know what Gas Mask does. I meant to put the bins out the other night. Now, I will say, this was one of those things where, like, little stuff happened that built it up to make it all seem more dramatic than it really was. I'm sure it was, like, it was NBD. It was entirely NBD, right? Okay, you're being a bit dramatic under the bench like that. There's just, like, there's no real need for it. Got my phone. Oh no, it's still just blue. Oh, hang on. Bear with me. I just realised I started this video like 2 minutes before the lineups were dropping. Spurs playing like half an hour, and I was like, oh, I'll have to check them. Hugo, Emerson, Romero, Dyer, Langlet, Perisic, Benzema. Same fucking lineup from the weekend. Are you kidding? We were shit. We got absolutely torn a new one. Oh God. Anyway, what was I saying? I didn't look at the bench. Is Lucas on the bench? Lucas on the bench? Let's have a little look. Oh, I'm not going to be able to see without opening it. No, the fuck, we did. We're fucked. No, he's not. He's not. That's the answer to everyone's question. By everyone, I mean entirely only mine. I go to put the bins out. Now, as I'm putting my shoes on, I hear some kind of, like, sound, right, in the front garden. And the front garden, it is not big. God, I fucking love this, but I don't want to leave this behind. But I have no use for it right now. But I'm not leaving that behind. It's an absolute belter of an item, and I'm sorry to have to let this one go. That pains me. But I'm not leaving this bad boy behind. I'm just going to use it on the first boss. This one, I always get this. There's this one and there's one that's similar, and I always get the two mixed up. One of them is like drops the nuke, right? But then one of them is just bam, nuke over. Then one of them you can reuse. I don't remember. Do I have the balls to test it out on this guy? Nope. I want to use it on the boss. I nearly just went, guess we're going to find out, and just use it on that guy, but I would have been so upset if it was the one-time use one. Anyway. And this is, now, if I'd have gone outside and put the bins out and it was uneventful, the sound I heard would have been meaningless. But because of the events that played out, it's going into the story, right? It's part of it. So I'm going to I hear the sound as I'm putting my shoes on. Like, that's a bit sus, because it sounds like it's right in the front garden, or it was like on the door, and it's like a small little front garden, right? And I'm not just putting the bins out, I've got to add. I'm also putting stuff into the bins. It was the cardboard bin and the bottle bin. Bottle bin, always full. Always full. Beer bottles, wine bottles, we're a bottle using household, right? Always full. But also, I am bad at keeping on top of my bottles, so I had to take them down with me. Now, I had... what it would have been like a Tuesday or something, right? So I have like the weekend's bottles, so got what, like a 12 pack of Sol from the weekend, and then some wine, and then probably the bottles from like the week before as the week had gone on. And then my girlfriend had like a bunch of Oasis bottles to put in. Then we also had cardboard to put in. So it's enough that I'm not just like going out quickly. I'm like having to go out with like an armful of bottles, come back in, another armful, come back in, another armful. Then I'm doing the cardboard. I'm like in and out, right? It's not a quick affair. Then I have to drag the bin out, and it's the bottle bin, which is entirely full. So that shit is fucking heavy, right? So I've heard this sound. I'm a little on edge. I'm a little weary, if you will. I go outside. There's a guy stumbling up the street, zombie-like, obviously just drunk, or some kind of UTI. That's fine, fair enough, that makes sense. But zombie-like, he's walking. Drunk, I know, but like zombie-like. Like it was that walk. You know the walk, the zombie walk. It was that one. As he's walking, turns around, looks at me, makes eye contact. He's in the street in front of me. He's like really not... Hey, Zeus. It is the reusable one. Good, because it does not fucking do that much damage, actually. That's a bit underwhelming. Thought it was going to do like half his health, but hey ho, at least I'll get to use it again before the fight's up. So, makes eye contact. He must be like 20 feet away from me. It's not that far. It's not like a big road. It's a small little road. Turns around, carries on. Now this guy, right, I don't know why this was sort of what he was wearing, but he was like, oh god, he was hidden. Oh, you fucking moron. I feel like it didn't really do much damage that time. He's all black tracksuit, black trainers, hood up, some kind of like a balaclava or a snood or something. So I'm only seeing like his eyes. A balaclava, I think, because a snood wouldn't cover his forehead. They're barely seeing it. Like in the dark, it's about 10:30 at night. Not a lovely area. So I've heard the sound. I'm seeing this guy. I'm like, right, I want to just put these bins out, get it sorted, move on with my life, right? Get back inside. Turns back around, carries on walking. Now that's fine. He then, however, there's this alleyway kind of diagonal from us, and there was a car parked in it. Gets to the alleyway and just like stops in the alleyway. None of this shit's like any good, man. I'll get a key because they're cheaper here, and I'm just gonna blast this because it's fuck it. I want something. Yeah, fine, whatever. Get to what am I doing with it? Gets to the alleyway. Now I'm like in and out, and then I look up. I don't see him. Like, I'm not watching him walk over to the alleyway. I just look up without having seen him walk. And obviously he carried on walking, so I know he was walking. I'm like, obviously I'm not gonna stare at this guy. I don't want any problems. Look up, and I now just see in the alleyway, stopped, right? Car park's in the alleyway. He's on the other side of the car, between the car and the wall. I just see shoulders and head, silhouette, stopped completely. Now I couldn't figure out if he was staring at me or staring at the wall. Now, either of those, pretty spooky. Either he's staring me down, like a horror movie situation. Like, you look up and see a silhouette staring at you across the street in the dark. That's a little horror movie moment right there. I fucking rolled! That's a little horror movie moment right there. Or, he's staring at the wall, That's still a little horror movie moment right there, because now it's Blair Witch. Either way, it's not looking good for us here. So now I'm like a little on edge, wanting to get it sorted, wanting to just get in, move on. Either he's staring at me, creepy, or he's what the fuck, you dickhead, or he's staring at the wall, bit creepy. Now I've rationalised it the day after, as he's drunk, he's just like leaning on the wall and like gathering himself, right? That happens, drunk people do that. Or he was like pissing on the wall. It was an alleyway, so like fair enough. Drunk people do that, it happens. That's what my thoughts is. You know, it was either of those, either of the above. Yeah, that's not the weapon I wanted it to be. That's what I was looking for. Little focus there. That's my thoughts, right? And I think at one point while I was out there, I heard like some noises from like a phone, like a TikTok or a Twitter video or something. That so I'm sure I think he just like stopped for a minute, like he pulled his phone out, and was like messing around, and it was like entirely no big deal at all. But for the story, that's awfully spooky, awfully horror movie-ish, right? To look up, he's like, you hear the noise, and then you go out and he's there, and then you make eye contact, he's stumbling like a zombie, and then you look up and you just see the shoulders and the head and no eyes just staring at you. You don't see him walk over there. That's a spooky moment. So I'm like trying to get things to move along. I'm on edge because like the longer I'm out there and he's still just stood there, completely still, right? Not moving. Head and shoulders. Staring at me. We've already made eye contact. Spooky stuff. So I'm trying to get a move on. I'm like trying to warn my girlfriend. I'm like, there's a guy on the other side of the road, and like it's not that far away, so I don't want to be too loud to like raise suspicion if he is watching. So I'm like, you just like stay inside. I'm trying to like get a move on. I'm like on edge. One of my visits, go in for another bottle, armful of bottles. Tell her that. Go back. Turn around. She just stood in the doorway. Sky looks really nice tonight. Yeah, babe, it looks great, but like. I'm like, there's a guy here who's about to murder both of us, definitely 100%. I think he's got 2 guns and an axe and a rocket launcher. Oh, no, you don't really get a rocket launcher in a horror movie, that's not really scary. And an axe, he's got an axe and knives and the reverse bear trap from Saw. Spooky stuff, like, you know, I'm a little on edge. I'm trying to be quick, in and out, in and out. Trip number, like the final trip, I look up, gone. Don't see him walk off. Don't see him leave. He's just gone. Realistically, I was trying not to look up or make eye contact because in case he was looking. So he probably did just stumble off while I wasn't looking because I was like trying to avoid. I was deliberately trying to avoid looking. So that's probably what happened. He just left. That makes sense. But for the story, I look. He's there. I look. He's gone. What? Where did he go? So it's just like a drunk guy, no big deal. But then when I told the story in work the next day, one of my colleagues said, you've got a spirit haunting you. So I said, you know what? I think you're right. And that's the story now. So, right, I think this is the one that I like never use right or never really like know how it actually works. I saw it in a shop, like on a run on the Switch the other day and had like I was at the end of the floor and had like one item that I didn't really know what it did and then like no weapons and was thinking about buying it for the next floor but then didn't because I wasn't sure how it worked, so I'm glad to get the opportunity to test it a little bit here. Okay. I'm going to take damage trying to figure out how to use this, definitely. Okay, is it the one you've got to, like they take damage from the fire? Okay, yes, but it seems to do quite a lot. But you've got to be like tactful. Okay, so you've got to be like really close, and it blasts you back, but then it does like a lot of damage. Okay. This is the sort of thing I'd be like terrible with trying to use on the Switch. Okay, this just isn't going to work from this distance. So that's that story, and that's like the end of it. But if anything mildly spooky happens, or I see anything like sus, like any dark figures, I'm saying it's related for the story. But then maybe I don't want to, because what if it's like Saw, is it 6, is it? Well, like the guy goes on like TV and talk shows and stuff and like pretends he's the survivor of a Saw, of like a Jigsaw kidnapping, and he like goes on talk shows and he writes a book about it. And it's like all bullshit. And then Jigsaw like actually puts him into it. So that, because he's like lied about it, so it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna lie about it, you've got to actually like go in one now. And then like the way he describes the final trap is how he like Jigsaw like puts him through it accurate to how he describes it, because Jigsaw's like very meticulous about how everything works. It then like doesn't work because it like wouldn't, and he's just like made it up off the top of his own head. It's like, it's whatever. You can watch this Jigsaw. You can watch the Saw movies if you want. Okay, sick. Just look at the door. Don't even really know what this fight is. Some kind of, like, there's a guy here that I'm killing, I guess. I guess I got, yep, don't know how to even fucking dodge this shit. Doing, like, a lot of damage when I get near him, but I don't know how to dodge his fucking attacks, so I'm just gonna, like, die. Okay, let's, like, change weapon. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know how to, my weapons are all complete horse shit. Yeah, sick dodge. Love doing that. Don't know why I still do that kind of dodge where you dodge in the direction of the bullet, and I've never figured out how to stop doing that. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys, and there'll be another video probably at some point. I want to, like, I'm getting back into it. I want to get the Ruby series kicked off again, so I'm going to do that. And other stuff, main channel, blah blah blah, etc etc. That's all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. See you next time. Bye.